What's up, Victoria? It's Victoria. Today we're going to look at my purchases that I made in makeup in July of 2024, 1 year later, and see how I still feel about those purchases now. Do I still use them? Do I still even have them? Before we get into anything, I would love for you to subscribe if you are new here, and also check out my pinned comment. Down there, I will have some links to some important things that are going on in our world, whether it's a donating situation or making a call to a representative situation. I have some links down there to help you out and to help people in need out. If you have some additional funds, you can donate to those organizations down there. Let's get into it. So I only bought 3 things. I say I only bought 3 things. It was all one purchase. I bought 3 things. Last July, at some point at Ulta, the moondust eyeshadows from Urban Decay went on sale half off. And I had never tried them. A lot of people have told me that they were really good. A lot of my friends on YouTube also very much like them. So I was like, it now seems like the perfect time. I'll buy 3 to see if they're all created equal. And I learned pretty quickly that they are not, but I was also surprised by my findings. We'll start with the one that I no longer have. I had the shade Lithium, and it was a really pretty shade, but there's something in it and something in my skin tone that made it show up green. It wasn't like the most green eyeshadow I've ever tried. It was just like more green than I wanted it to be. I know a lot of people describe it as a taupe, but that was like not my experience with it. It was like a taupey green, but it was still green. And I tend to like to wear brownie, taupey, kind of maybe leaning a little bit silver taupes. So this was like just not made for me, but I also think it was really pretty and really sparkly. There was nothing wrong with it. When it comes to those single compact eyeshadows, I have to find an incredible amount of use in them if I want to keep them. I would reach over it for my other taupes fairly regularly. I thought it was pretty, but I just decided that it wasn't for me and I decided to get rid of it. But I do still have the other 2. The most popular shade, the shade that I feel like is always the one that has gone viral, is the shade Space Cowboy, which is this, I don't know, people describe it as beige. I think it's a very light orange that has a lot of sparkles. It depends on where it's applied and how much of it is applied. I think that the really beautiful scattered sparkles I think they're beautiful. I think they're great. I love them. It's definitely the kind of thing that I am into. However, to get the level of sparkle that I want from this, I have to build it up quite a bit to get more of those sparkles. But the more I build it up, the more that the base comes through. And that's the part I don't love. A lot of people, as I said, describe it as a beige, something like that must read very neutral on them. But I have to be honest, on my skin, which does pull things warm already, it just looks really orange on my eyes. I think orange eyeshadow is beautiful. It's like not what I'm looking for. I just feel like a lot of people describe this as sheer, but if you are as fair as me, you are going to get that little bit of a base from it. And that's just not what I was looking for. I was just really kind of hoping for something even more sheer that was just kind of like a glitter delivery system. And that is not what the shade ended up being. I want to love it though, because I think there is a time and a place for it. I'm leaning towards that this probably won't make it through my next declutter because I'm just not that impressed with it. I think it's like pretty. When I say it's not, I think the formula's fine. I think it's pretty, but it's just that beige that turns orange on me is like, I don't love it. And I don't reach for it because I know it's going to do that. And that's what's keeping me from using it more. I have put it on a couple times more recently. And if I do a more delicate hand and kind of get the brush to pick up more sparkle than pigment, it can look really good. But then I have other things that I can do that with that do it better, and I also get more sparkle payoff, which is like honestly what I'm after most whenever I'm reaching for something like this. So it's not my favorite thing. But the one that really shocked me overall and was the one that I was not even really that excited to buy, but it didn't look as sparkly as Lithium and Space Cowboy. I also bought Solstice, which ended up being my favorite one. I have a lot of indie eyeshadows that kind of do this like blue, brown, green thing, but there's something about this being actually a little bit softer that I really enjoyed wearing. I basically was just throwing like a beige cream eyeshadow on and I would just tap this on top of it and it looked so good. It was what I wore most of the latter half of the summer last year. I just really liked that look. Anytime I was like hanging out with friends, like doing something during the day, that was like my favorite daytime look. I just loved throwing it on. It's not the most special version of this color at all, but it's just a very easy to use wet look, purpley brown kind of thing. It's just great. And while I do wish it had some more sparkles, apparently that wasn't really what I was looking for out of this moondust eyeshadow formula. Like apparently that is really just kind of what I wanted. Something a little more simple than I typically wear, something very easy, and I really like that about it. But if you like shop at Cleona and you like that really chunky sparkly look, or if you like Divina or Glaminatrix, like if those are the kind of sparkles you're looking for, I don't think that Solstice is going to be as exciting to you. And honestly, I didn't think I'd be excited about it, but it was the one of the three that I ended up using the most and enjoying the most. And it's just like, I like this one the best. It just really turned out to be that way. I kind of bought these for a number of reasons. I like to reflect on whether it was a channel purchase or if it was a purchase for me. I will say this was mostly a channel purchase. I feel like the Moondust eyeshadows are a really good point of reference because people have either swatched them or own them. And when you're talking about understanding the finish of something or how something might apply, these are a good place to reference. It's like, oh, if you have a Lithium, it's like kind of like that, but maybe a little, you know, like you can kind of just guide people to what the finish of something looks like through these. As someone who reviews makeup, and I do encounter eyeshadow and makeup reviewing, this is a nice touchstone to have. I really don't think I in any circumstance was really buying them for me, except for maybe the shade Lithium would be the one that was closest to buying for me. But I will be honest with you, if I was just being very picky and choosing only one to buy before I had ever tried them, Solstice would not have been the one that I would have picked, although it did end up being the one I liked the most. I probably would have only bought Space Cowboy, and I probably wouldn't have bought Lithium because Space Cowboy is the one that everyone always is talking about. It would be the better touchstone of the three. But even then, I do like a sheer sparkle, so I think description only, that would be the one that I think that I thought I would have liked first. Do I think that it was like a good purchase for me? I think yes, as a reviewer, no, as someone who enjoys makeup. And it's not that I think they're bad. I get why people like them, but Space Cowboy and Lithium both weren't exactly what I wanted them to be. Solstice was a surprise sleeper hit. I can't say that that makes it a good purchase because I really only bought it so I could use it to kind of like as a touch point to like some of my favorite sparkly indie shadows. And like, how sparkly is it? Is it a good flip? It just ended up being the one I liked the most of the three that I've tried. Now, I have since tried another Moondust eyeshadow. I'll talk about it in a video because I think I bought it last year. I also have the shade Diamond Dog, which I bought because I thought I might like it more than I liked Lithium, and I don't really. Anyway, that's not for this video. We'll talk about that at a later date, the shade Diamond Dog. I figured since we were talking about Moondust eyeshadows, I just feel like the color selection, I know that they have done like some more things, and I know they released that like icy palette, which I actually think would be my favorite version on it because I do like cooler toned eyeshadows. I do like cooler toned sparkles. If I'm choosing to wear something really sparkly, that's what I would choose to wear. I guess like what it really boils down to is I don't think of them as special as I feel like a lot of other people think of them as special. I have tried better sparkly formulas that I like more that have the same amount of sparkle to them, things that are more sparkly, and I tend to like more sparkle. But as a reviewer, I think that it was a pretty good purchase, and that was ultimately what I bought them for. Do I like really recommend them? I don't know, not really. Like, I think that they're a good thing to have in Sephora's and Ulta's or anywhere that sells Urban Decay, because I think for people who are not chronically online makeup people, I don't think that they would ever see something like this other than through something like the Moondust shadows and Urban Decay. So I like that they exist. I wish they had better colors because I don't think that's like the thing that I think is lacking. It's not something, I'm not impressed by this color selection that they have because the only good one is like a pretty basic version of something that I already have other versions of. Anyway, all that being said, I can't say it was that bad of a purchase because they were $12 a piece. They're normally $24. I think if I had paid full price for three of them to review, I think I would have been a little bit more mad at myself. So I'm glad that I didn't just buy them to have them as a reference point until they were on sale. So I feel really good because I had thought about buying some of them many times before. Then I think someone DM'd me because I think I might have put out the feelers. I was like, if anyone ever sees them on like a sale, I think someone was like, Tom, they're half off. And I was like, okay, I think this is like kind of the time for me to do it. So I feel like I did everything that I could to make the purchase as good as possible. And I think that is what I did. Anyway, that's it. Short, sweet video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't checked out the stuff I put in my pinned comment, check it out now. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. You can find those linked down below. There's no pressure to join them. It's not a better way to support me. It's just a different way to support me. And ultimately, I'm just so happy that you are here. Period. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow your hope and you'll find me, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tits out.